Thank you, Jane. It's turning the stroke of one in just a few seconds, so I'll wait just in case anybody else is coming.
I had a question. Why aren't we selling tickets to the authors luncheon at the meetings?
They're not tickets. That's why. You will have to send in their reservations and checks.
Or why aren't we taking reservations then at the meeting?
We do, but I was promoting it, but nobody gave me any reservations.
I don't think they knew.
Oh, I think they
Anne
know.
had a conflict.
Sign up right then.
Yeah. Anne had a conflict. She wasn't there to promote it, so.
Oh, hopefully there'll be flyers at the next meeting.
There were flyers.
Oh, there were.
There were, yeah.
Okay, I missed the meeting.
And I
But if
also,
we have a table set up with a computer.
well, that's not how you make reservations.
You
They
also
give me a
what?
check, not with a computer. You're thinking of branch dues, I think.
Oh, we can't use that Zelly thing to pay for this?
Well, I
Oh,
don't
okay.
know.
We have to actually send a check. Okay.
Okay, I will call the meeting to order. We might get back to that yet. Thank you all for being here. Yay, a good bunch of you. I appreciate it. Yes, Saturday's meetings was very good. Enjoyed it. And lunch with Sora was lovely. Yes, feeling old when we're around people who are so young. My goodness, but she's got a good future ahead of her, I do believe. And yes, I think we all learned something about third space, and the Korean music, which didn't make much sense to me, but it was all interesting. And I think Sue Sutton is slightly crazy that she likes Squid Game. It sounds hideous to me, but I'm going to watch at least part of it so I know what's going on. But geez.
Remember, we put on murder mysteries, so yeah, it shouldn't really surprise you.
Apparently not.
Hey, Jane.
Okay, yes.
One thing I do want to say, we're so sorry, Sue Sutton, that your Kansas City Chiefs didn't win yesterday.
Oh,
You know what? The Eagles came to play and the Chiefs came to just sit out the game and relax.
It's crazy, isn't it? We kept on saying, when are they going to start? When are they going to?
I think the Eagles
Complete a pass.
they deserved the win. They played very
Oh, 100%. Yes, 100%.
One of the things,
Sue.
one of the facts I saw was that the average height of the
Oh,
Philadelphia
yes.
6.6 feet. I mean,
Point
that's
six.
like two of me. I don't,
And
it's
their line is on average 100 pounds more
right.
than the Chiefs.
I was
Except it
shocked.
didn't matter. The Chiefs just didn't show up.
Right.
I mean, come
It
on,
was a
Mahomes got sacked.
perfect example of what they say in football, and that is defense wins the games.
You're right,
Yes.
Sandy. Totally. Absolutely. Yeah.
Sad. Well, Catherine, your minutes. Did anybody else have other minute corrections besides the spelling of Sora's name and the BAY?
Yes, I just want to say that, well, just this morning I sent out corrections that I had received before, and now I've just put in the change name Sora, and I just put in BAY stands for Branch Activity of the Year.
Good.
Okay, so
Yep.
with those, you can vote on whether to accept them or.
We don't vote. We just accept.
Just accept, yeah.
Well, that's so nice. I love it.
Yes, so, and so we all agree that's it? We can accept them as corrected?
Mhm.
Yes.
Lovely. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Jane, dive in with your reports.
Okey-dokey. Let's see here. Gotta
And
share.
while you're finding them, Lorraine, we're glad you're back and back to the world of the living, even though you said you never even thought you were having a heart attack or anything, but good for you to be back.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Great to be here.
Okay, here's the January. There wasn't much going on for the branch. We did get, this is the last year for speech track, so they gave us, they split up the money that's in the state speech track account among, I think there are 14 branches participating this year, so that's our
Ah.
cut. That's what that came from. Then we paid for always MailChimp, bingo, and then that's the checkbook balance. Any questions on this one?
I have a question.
Okay.
Was there any offsetting income for the bingo game?
Yes, but that'll be in the next
What was
report.
the question?
$80. I did deposit it, but not till February. I didn't get it until then, so
Thank you.
it'll be offset by $80. Okay, next report is budget review. So yeah, I did put down here that about the $180, somewhere down here, that was but it will be offset. I mean, 125 for the bingo. Right here, bingo 125 in expenses, but that'll change to 45. Oh, people in the waiting room, it says. Okay. Admit.
I'm in.
Okay. It's the two people, I think it's just one. Okay. Now, like I said, there wasn't much, just that's the main thing. The speech track money, which needs to be separate, that's supposed to go to speech track. Any questions on this one? And the foundation report. Okay. Well, we got one author's luncheon ticket in January. And I paid $30 for the raffle permit, and it came today, right here. Just the raffle permit. And here are all our balances. The Fidelity doesn't do a statement at the end of January. They do January, February statement. So that hasn't changed since December 31st. Any questions? Okay. Those are my reports.
I don't think so.
Thank you.
Good, thank you. Yay. Okay, March meeting preview, Sue Sutton.
Actually, Sandy's the one that planned the March meeting, so if you'd like to, Sandy, can you do that?
Sure. Our March meeting is going to include Women Who Play. So we'll have two speakers, like I mentioned at our meeting on Saturday. One of them is Hannah Pulaski, and she is an executive working with the San Diego Padres, and she's going to come and talk to us. And then I did a online interview with Sarah Clowder, who is the CEO of the WNBA national champion New York Liberty, and so I'll combine the questions that I asked Hannah with her responses with the responses that I got from Sarah. So, for example, one of the questions I ask is on leadership and advocacy. And I asked them, have you faced any challenges advocating for women's sports within the organization? And so we'll allow Hannah to give her responses live because she's there. And then I will play for you the responses I got from Sarah. So it'll be like she's also answering the questions, but from a distance. So
And-
like, you know.
And she's, is it Jan's granddaughter, Sandy?
Oh my gosh, I can't remember right now.
Okay, I can't remember.
I think so.
I think it's Jan, whose last name I can't remember.
Hartwig or Tierney?
Oh, Tierney. Okay.
What was the first one?
Hartwig?
Yes, I think that's who it is, isn't it, Sandy?
Oh, I can't remember.
At any rate, she's the granddaughter of one of our members.
And that's how we got her information. So
Could
there's several
somebody-
questions that we're going to ask.
Wait, just a second. Could somebody send Miranda the link? Because she's texting me she can't get in. And if you just forward it, it's easier for you than me to do that now. Sorry to interrupt.
Who can do that? Who isn't me?
Well, I can do it.
Okay, Marilyn, thank you, Marilyn.
I'll tell her. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Good.
No, don't be sorry. It's fine. So that's going to happen. And then prior to our speaker speaking, we're going to have the winner from the speech track competition that is happening this Saturday be able to present their speech. And then, you know, so you could see or hear what that person has to say. And that's pretty much our meeting agenda for the whole time. Just some reminders of things that are going on that month, and equal pay for women advocacy is that month, and a couple of other things. So yeah, should be exciting.
Good. Thank
Questions?
you.
Yeah.
We'll all be there.
Okay.
Oh, be sure and wear a shirt,
yeah.
or blouse, or a uniform of your favorite team or team colors.
Because we're doing Women Who Play. And this, if you could see it, is the lovely earring I found laying on the floor
Oh, that's right.
in the back by the food table. It's got like little diamonds in it, and
Ooh.
it's pearl. So if somebody says they're missing an earring, let them know I have it.
I'll remember to put that in the forecast next month.
I think you should put it up for auction.
One earring?
Yeah.
In your nose, right here.
Sandy, I'll check at church to see if anybody said they were missing an earring from some other activity that they might have.
Good point.
Yeah. I walked past that space several times though in that day. And you know, usually I notice stuff like that, and I hadn't seen it until we were doing cleanup. So I figured it was probably somebody.
It was us, yeah.
cleaning up.
Would
Yeah.
you take a picture of it, please, and send it to me, and I'll put it in the forecast?
Absolutely.
Thank you. And since we have you, would you like to tell us about the fun activity in April that no longer is?
That's Sue.
That's me.
Oh, now that's Sue. Jeez. You know, now I think about it, Sue, I think you told me you two were reversing each other, so never mind.
Okay.
Sue.
No, it's just that after our pirate bingo experience, which was a lot of fun, but obviously we didn't make any money on it. We lost money, and we had so few participants, we decided to hold off on the second one, which was scheduled for April, and maybe do something later, or maybe just wait till the summer and throw something in, whatever. But so with permission of the board, we'd like to just cancel that April one, which was going to be like table games and things like that.
Could I suggest something that
Who's talking?
that's Lorraine.
Lorraine.
It's Lorraine. You know, I had called up La Vida Real and talked to a person there about supporting us by maybe bringing a van full of people over. And they had said, and I think I passed this on to you and to Sandy, that they would host an event. So maybe we could have the game day at La Vida Real, and maybe more people would come.
Well, I don't know for sure, but it sounds to me like we would be hosting it for their people, basically.
Well, they would host it for us, but their people could come, but we would tell them that it's a benefit for AAUW. So if their people wanted to come, they would have to pay, right? Donate, make the donation.
True.
I don't know. I mean, it's just something to give you a different venue, and La Vida Real is very nice. It's nice there.
Oh, I know. I've seen it.
Yeah.
It's up to the board. Sandy and I had kind of resigned ourselves to just canceling that one.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean,
I like the word resigned.
No.
You're not
No,
allowed.
no.
Sorry.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
And at this point, I vote for canceling, but I think, Lorraine, that's a good idea and we should keep that open for something in the future.
And there's enough of us on the board that, I could tell you I could bring a game. I don't know, like Milborn, or I could host a table for bridge, or, if every one of the board members or a number of us could suggest which game we would bring, then we could advertise it. We could get a flyer and have our names against different games and where it was going to be, et cetera. So that for the future, that might be something to think about.
Good suggestion.
Catherine.
I think that it's spreading ourselves too thin, really, to do. We're having the authors luncheon in April, and I'm not sure how do people really want to, quote unquote, show up for two activities when we have a whole bunch of other activities going on. Book club still goes on, and
Plus the tea in March at Maureen's house.
Right.
Yeah.
And then how do we do hospitality? And do they have enough parking for everybody? And what about their AV, although that may not be as important for a game day, but it is truly a lot to think about. I think we have to leave most of it to Sue and Sandy if we're expecting them to manage it, to say yay or nay.
And parking there is difficult, having
I
gone
think it's
numerous
too
times
much.
to visit a friend.
I too think it's too much.
I agree with Catherine.
I
I'm just
appreciate
asking if it's okay to cancel.
So my hook is
Plus, and this is nothing against my good friend Ann McDonald, but it's also a ways and means activity. And Ann was very clear this year that she really didn't want to be involved in anything other than the author's luncheon. So, which is fine. But we're just asking, is it okay to cancel it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think we need a motion at this moment, do we? We all just think that's probably for now the best.
I'll put a little something in the forecast.
But I'd just like to say, Lorraine, I think it was a good idea, and maybe down the road, but it's just not time. But thank you.
And I've talked to Ann too, that she does those Friday things where it's just show up and have cocktails or something. And I told her I'd be willing to host one of those too. So, people we all have to see going forward. I think April is probably not a good time, but maybe in one time in the summer or something, we could get together and do something at my house or whatever.
And here's just another random thought on La Vida Real. It seems like the members were trying to get her a tiny bit younger than many of them. So if we're doing that to also try to get more members, is that the right geographic for us? Just a thought. Just a thought. Okay, we will pick that up at another time when we figure out how to do it, and furthermore, who will do it. So
yeah.
It may not happen during this year. Okay, Vicky Reed Lobby Day.
You're muted, Vicky.
You're muted.
I wonder if besides Charlotte and myself, if anyone was planning to be in Lobby Day this year. Oh, thank you, Marilyn.
I signed up, and I'm going to go to the
training,
whatever. But I unfortunately, we'll see how the day
Oh,
goes.
right. You mentioned to me you might have,
Yeah, you have
yeah,
to, yeah.
that's
I
true.
have a conflict. I'm
Yeah.
leaving.
Yeah.
I have a flight
Right.
out at 5:30. So we'll see how
Ooh,
Well,
that
to my
goes.
knowledge, Randa told me that there were two announcements sent to everybody. And because I was going to put another little blurb into the next forecast, but then I found out yesterday that you have to have registered by February 21st. So obviously that wasn't going to work. So that's why I contacted Randa, and she said, well, everybody's been contacted twice. So she says, I think that's enough, because I thought maybe I was the only one getting the announcement, or just public policy people. Anyway, last year we had Jane Niemeyer, Charlotte, and myself. And I was hoping this year we'd have some board members to do it. I was not really even sure what it was. But how many of you know what Lobby Day is? Raise your hand, please. Okay, well, just basically, it's just a chance to meet with, over Zoom. Obviously, we're not going to go to Sacramento, with lobbyists, to meet with some of the people in the Capitol, or their aides, on the three issues that AAUW picks for California. This is an AAUW California thing. I don't know what the three issues are this time. I think maybe one has to do with Title IX. I don't know. Maybe Charlotte knows. But anyway, it's really kind of an interesting experience. I was a little leery of it, and there is a little short training session. So, and then basically you have a time on April 9th, Wednesday, that you would be meeting with one of the officials or their staff. And Charlotte, we met with Chris Ward staff, Assemblyman Chris
Right.
Ward. And so it was interesting. And I even got a thank you note from Chris Ward, although you never saw him. We spoke with his staff. So I wondered if we could, any of you would like to do it with us. I was hoped we would have more people.
Well, I might. I just have done it every year. I was
I know
thinking of
you've been
taking
very
a
dedicated, so you deserve a time off.
have
But
a break
plus,
today.
plus it's the authors luncheon. I'm going to be busy with the money and stuff. It's right
right.
after the authors luncheon, so I'm thinking about it. Let's put it that way.
How about
I've
anybody else? It's really hard
I've
to get people interested.
What about
But
Linda?
I've done a
Can't you?
lobby day several times with the natural products industry in California and
Okay.
Washington, D.C. And I would, but I don't want to commit to anything until I know how this surgery is going to go,
oh, of
because,
course not. Of course
I don't
not.
know. But to everyone who's even vaguely thinking about it, it's a good experience and it's interesting. It's not difficult by any means. It's very positive. You're
And it's very
standing up for
short.
what you believe in.
You're only with them for like a half an hour, or less than a half an hour, right, Charlotte?
Usually less.
Yeah, maybe
It's
20
all on
minutes.
Zoom.
Yeah, it's on Zoom.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And you can go to Sacramento if you want and do it on April 8th.
I think.
Anyway, if you're interested, I can forward that form to you, and that would be nice. But I also wanted to point out that uh, actually, the reason I don't know the top three bills is they haven't decided on them yet. They're
Yeah.
going to be chosen the end of March.
Mhm.
And so there's just a few things you read up so you're familiar with them. One of them last year was the one that was actually passed about rape survivors not having to pay their expenses at the emergency room. That actually was passed by the legislature. In fact, Charlotte, you and I put a little blurb about the ones that had been passed. I think 2 out of the 3 were actually passed by the legislature. So, and then another thing, so let me know if you're interested, is there are going to be new public policy priorities for national. And you will be getting a little ballot in April to approve or not approve these priorities, and also people that are running for office. Now, what's kind of interesting is we were invited to give input as to how we felt about the priorities. And it seems like that those in power above have decided that we shouldn't spread ourselves too thin and that we need to emphasize one or two things. because there was LBGT, I mean, all sorts of areas, human rights and this and that. So they have, the powers to be have decided that emphasis should be on education, primarily higher education, because we have the most expertise in that area, and we have coalition partners, which I'm not sure who would that, maybe be the NEI, some other organizations. Of course, the Department of Education is probably going to be on the chopping block anyway. So I just thought that was kind of interesting that's what's happening. So any questions on that?
Vicky, I think the registration deadline is February 21st.
Right, for Lobby Day. Yeah. Right.
It's still enrolled.
Okay, so
And
you
then
still,
the
so
deadline-
you still have time. And that's all I have. Any questions? Okay.
It's a good thing. It's easy. And the first time I did it, I thought, oh my gosh, they're going to ask me all these questions I don't know. And they know so much more than I do. No, that's why we are going to them. They know Bug Squad about us and what we want. And so it's easy, simple to say, here are our 3 points or whatever. Everybody decides that, I'm sure, before, and who talks. And you say, you know, this is our point number 1, and we think you should consider this because, you know, it helps women and girls or whatever. And will you help us with this? Do you need any more information? And they'll ask a couple of questions that are very elementary. Well, don't we already cover this in X? No, actually, we don't. So if I can, I will. But I certainly won't know.
One thing interesting, last year, it was Assemblymember Ward, but he had a bill that he wanted us to support. You remember that, Charlotte and Vicky? And I wrote it down and I sent it into the state, but they said, no, we already have our bills. So it was a good bill, though. I wrote it down, so I don't remember what it is now. But what you do is you split up, there are 3 bills and there are 3 of you. We each took one. So I would talk about one bill, Vicky would talk about another, Charlotte the third one. And it is very interesting.
And we were all together. It wasn't like you're by yourself with this person. So
Good. Thank you, Vicky and Charlotte. Good information. And Jane. Good. I'm up. Web page change. So, you know, Linda Gidlin, the professional, the excellent one, has updated our web page, and the front of it, shoot. Linda, can you share a screen?
Let me allow.
Or Jane, do you want to do it? Yeah, with
no,
our.
I'll allow her.
Oh, you allow her to do that.
Yes, she's much better at it than I am.
Encourage her to do that. So this is for our webpage, and right now at the top of it, we have the AAUWWs, which we can leave as is. But I've been looking at other branches, and they have sometimes bits that look like real people and sometimes flowers and who knows what, all sorts of different things. So it might be an opportunity for us to look at ours and see if we want to do something. See, there's the W's. We could make this into 1, 2, 3, or 4 blocks, should we want to. And I don't know exactly what we would do there. I don't know if La Mesa El Cajon has something that, you know, we show. It's not like we're near the ocean or the mountains or something like that. My thought was 4 photos of who we are and what we do. Maybe a bridge picture, a book club picture, a meeting picture, and a Tech Trek picture, or something like that. Or we leave it as is. So I just thought I would throw that out. Oh, okay, yep. There's somebody with the beautiful flowers, but oh, see, like that's a cute one.
This is
That just,
Carlsbad Oceanside Vista.
yep. So some of their people.
But officers up there.
right?
You know, the
Let's
picture we
see.
have on the Facebook page, that's a good picture too. We were all at a march and we have our signs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So is it something we want to consider? And if so, do we need a little committee or something that said, that would present to the board, here are our ideas? And Linda said she could put them up there if we give her the information.
Who's been taking
Ideas?
photographs at meetings?
We could. Should we want to have us?
Mary Ann Church has, I believe, hasn't she?
A
Too.
zillion pictures.
So,
Oh, yeah.
and I think that one screen that you showed with the people from the coast, that was very nice because then you got to see some people. So it made it more real.
I like that.
Linda, can you show our Facebook page? As you know, I have been locked out of Facebook. I'm reestablishing a page, but I'm no
Poor
longer,
Jane.
I'm no longer an administrator on that page since the bad guys took over my account.
Mm.
Because
I
I
was
think,
thinking it would be, I was thinking it would be nice to have photographs where we have some of our recipients so that
I
it's
think
not just our
Yep.
generation, but
Have a montage.
yeah,
A scholarship picture.
yeah,
Oh, that's cute.
yeah, that's great.
That's a good one. Very
Yeah.
cute.
There's Evelyn and Trudy. I don't recognize anyone
well,
else.
I'm
When was
there.
that taken?
A long time ago.
I
I'm
see.
not second from left
There's-
in the background.
It's Jerry Morrison
Very with
and
white hat.
Oh, yeah.
Joan
Yes.
Anderson,
Joan Anderson,
Jerry Morrison.
Marge
That's
Carlson.
Jerry.
At March.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
cool.
there she is.
Oh, and Trudy.
Joan.
Mm-hmm.
And
Here's Trudy.
Yeah.
who's in the pink?
She's deceased. I
Is
don't
that
remember.
Marie?
I don't remember her
Hmm.
name. So anyway,
Well,
a
we should have a
picture
more
like
recent.
That's not a
Right.
very recent picture.
Well, nobody
Maurice,
knows
that's very
that.
cute.
Nobody knows it.
Yeah, nobody knows it.
It's true.
But
Stella,
And everybody looks younger, so that's good.
we were, yeah.
Look,
I think
you all look
something
so young.
something like that, not just sitting there at a meeting, but doing something.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
That's very cute. I like that. But I think everyone should be alive.
Yes, probably.
Sounds tacky, but I'm sure.
Does anyone want to spearhead it?
Nope.
I have a question.
Go. Yep.
Do we have to get a release form from everybody in the branch then that allows us to put their picture on something like that?
Probably.
Oh yeah, that's a problem if we include like Tech Trek girls or something like that.
Yeah,
we we could find them.
Yeah. Yeah.
They have
Yeah, but
they have
to
to
include-
sign a release anyway for photos.
That's
Yeah,
true.
but-
They already have.
I'm talking
Yes.
about our own people, our membership.
Well, I never
Yep, we
have.
should.
We should,
I never have.
even if it's just a courtesy.
Well,
That's
it-
why you got kicked out of Facebook.
Maybe so.
maybe, maybe not. It's a,
I-
I think it's a good idea to certainly consider it. Not everyone wants to have their face on even more places on the internet. So I would thank you, Sue. I would highly agree and suggest that we do that.
Well, who's going to design this? I'd be willing to be part of it and choosing photographs and stuff. And who has all the photographs? But I can't design anything.
Well,
I'm not.
you take pictures, don't you?
One of the Tech Trek girls.
I've got Mary Ann usually sends the pictures to me, but I think she sends them to you too, doesn't she, Jane?
Yes, I have many, many, many pictures.
Okay.
So somebody could say, we want pictures of Tech Trek girls, a speaker,
Well, you know,
whatever and whatever.
we
What?
did we did put those pictures up from the 50s, the December meeting. Those were up.
Yeah, and women in history, those are cute pictures of Debbie Boyd and Maureen. So mostly it's somebody has to come up with the theme, and is it one picture? Or Linda, you said you thought we could do up to 4, or did I make that up in my head?
Someone said 3 in a gallery.
Okay, 3, if we want to show different aspects of ourselves. The pictures, honestly, I think is the easy part. I think it's more thinking about what is there a theme we want, or how do we show ourselves?
You mean it's more designing more than just putting some new photographs up? Is that correct, or is it changing? I'm
No, I don't think it's a lot more than that.
Oh,
I
okay.
mean, if we look at the one that Linda just showed us,
Okay.
they don't say anything more
Okay.
about that, do they?
Who could I run the picture? I mean, if you send me pictures, I can and
Well,
ideas.
there's at least hundreds of pictures, so it would work better if it's the other way. If you say, give me a few pictures of these 3 things, we
Okay.
could find that.
Okay, does someone want to come up with some that I can bounce some ideas off of?
I'll do it.
Wait a minute, I didn't hear. Oh,
That's Lorraine.
Me.
oh, okay. I've got all these. Okay.
I mean, if somebody will give us access to the pictures, you and I, Catherine, can pick out 3 of them.
Perfect. Okay. We'll talk.
Okay.
Could I ask a question, Jane D?
Yeah.
Do we in any way track the hits that people come to our website or come to our Facebook page? Do we have an? Because I'm thinking, this anyone who applies for scholarships has to. So they're young and they're applying for scholarships. And hi, Linda, you tell me.
I think that's a Linda thing. Yes.
We are not allowed to use Google Analytics. At one point we were, but now we are not, and we cannot keep track of how many hits we
Why
get.
and by whom? Who said that? And do you know why?
And for bad guys. So it's a policy of site resources to not, or someone way above my pay grade made that decision because of the possibility of people, bad guys, I guess, using our site.
Well, it's
And Carol, I can tell you that not very many people come to our Facebook page either.
Yeah, that's
And the one thing that we need to emphasize is if you come to the Facebook page and you like it, you also need to share it. Otherwise, that's just 4 people or 3 people that see it. If you share it, then all of your readers see it too.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Well, maybe Catherine and Lorraine, you both want to report back to us at the next meeting.
Sure.
And have some ideas. And like I say, between Sue and I, we have pictures. That I don't think will be a problem.
Okay, sounds good.
Lovely. Thank you. Authors Luncheon, Ann McDonald, just by the way, you're muted and your video is off, but you probably can hear me. Pam Myers still cannot, I don't know if you've seen the emails I've sent. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. We cannot open your pages flyer.
I understand. We've had a problem. I think that Randa was able to send out something just before our meeting today that has the other format that everybody can open. And so I haven't looked. Randa and I talked at 12:30. And
there's a buzz that came out.
A buzz, and I think the buzz has the flyer, the link
Yeah.
to the flyer that can be printed. Um, Sue did the flyer, for which I'm very grateful, but somehow when she sent it, because it wasn't an attachment, I wasn't able to get it formatted. I've tried to change it from Pages to the what is it, the
PDF.
Yes, PDF. Anyway, so I've had problems, but anyway, thank you. I think that we have it now that can be opened.
Does
That it was
Pam
just sent
have it?
today.
Does
That-
Pam have it now, you mean, or who's we?
Um, that I think it's been sent out to all the board members.
I just pulled it up. I got it.
Yeah, I've got
Okay.
it.
Oh,
But the thing is, we need to get it to Pam Meyer, the IBC gal.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's who can't advertise it to all the branches because it's not it's not something she can see.
Right. I think that if you send her what what was sent today, she can do it.
Okay, I'll try. Okay, now carry on with what you'd like to do, and in the meantime, I'll send this.
All right, thank you. Several people have brought me items. Tom Kilroy, Joan Anderson's boyfriend, just brought me a lovely brand new set of pastels, all the colors and everything, a beautiful set. I've gotten paintings and jewelry, some jewelry for the silent auction. In today, I had a helper here, and we got down some things that I have been storing for a number of years here. There are vases for the author's luncheon. There are tickets, raffle tickets. I think the new kind that have the many numbers on them. I think it was from last year. Yellow and green that have, I don't know, all kind of numbers. Anyway, I have some that I have wonderful baskets for the groups to use. I have about 5 baskets that are really very good. I have women's hats. I'm going to auction those off. I have any Oh, I have the glass bowl that we used to draw the things from when we had door prizes. I came across items that were door prizes a long time ago. Anyway, I have a lot of stuff that I have been storing here. So if anyone wants that crystal bowl, I don't know, you can't see my hands, but it's a small bowl about so big, that clear glass that we used to put numbers in for there were door prizes. And so anything like that, if we have a need, I think I have a lot of it right now. So all that's good news. And I'm going to clear out my own garage in this sale because we're going to sell all kind of things. So anyway, the one thing that we don't have any scheduled that I know about is any events. No one has volunteered to do an event, whether it's a card party or a cocktail party or whatever. So that would be really nice if we had something, but as everybody is getting a little bit older and we're not feeling quite as energetic for entertainment. So we may just have items to use or to sell, but not events to go to. So I just wanted to put that out. So it's the events that we made some really big money in the past, but I understand, and that's just the way it is. But I just wanted to let you know. But people are bringing things. I'm going to start photographing and sending random descriptions and so on, so that things will be put up on the website, and it will, I think it will go live. I believe it's the 21st of March, but it may be so that you can see it like a week or so early, so you could see it, what new things come in, you know, and so on. But it will go in a day after the author's luncheon, April 6th at 5 p.m. So I don't know whether anyone has any questions. Mary has been, I've been a little bit behind, I think, and Mary got me to ask the handlery to send the colors of tablecloths and napkins and so on. She wants to choose the colors, and I'm all for that. That's not a detail that I care about, and we're going to sort of have it simplified. Jane Niemeyer is going to buy potted flowers as she did last year, and I thought those were colorful and lovely. So if any of you have any questions or concerns, let me know.
Do you have a
But
preference on colors? And
say that again.
do you have a preference on colors for the flowers?
Say that. I don't, but Mary, I'm sure does. She wants to, I don't care.
Well,
So,
last year we
I thought what we had last year.
we had to take what they had because they didn't, we were just going to do yellow and red, wasn't it, Vicki? And we had a lot of yellow and red, but we had to fill in with some other colors. So, yeah. So anyway,
So
I did get the email from Handlery. They sent it to me. I forwarded it to you with the napkins.
Right, I got it. I
Okay.
got it, and I forwarded it to Mary. Okay.
I have a question.
Marilyn.
Came up last month when we were talking, something about parking and paying for parking. Is there any update on that?
No, it's $2 an hour. So I'm very sorry for that, but that's the way the contract is this year.
And it's on the flyer.
Mhm.
And it is on the flyer, yes.
Yeah, if you
Excuse me.
carpool, it won't be a big deal, I don't think.
Mm-mm. Any other questions for Anne?
Yes, I had a question. What is the name of the auction company that's handling this?
Brandon knows.
Okay, it's all right.
I don't know it right off the top of my head. I'm sorry.
It has the number 32 in it. That's all I remember. 32 something.
Okay.
I think it's 32 auctions. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
I might have it. Oh.
And I don't see Randa on the call.
Well,
Yeah. I
can't
did
get
send
in.
her.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
okay.
I sent it to her too. So she must be having problems on her end.
Okay, then it's on her end. Yeah. Okay. Sandy, Women in History Tea.
Yay, the Women in History Tea is full.
Good.
Unfortunately, we didn't really get to advertise in our branch. There was some miscommunication between myself and Randa. So the flyer never went out to us, but because we talked about it at our meeting last month, then people talked about it at the IBC meeting. Then we did get some members from our branch to sign up, but of the 28 people, half of them are not from our branch.
Yeah. Well,
so that's, I mean, you know, Poway Penasquitos jumped on board. And they have like about 9 people going, and then some others are guests that aren't members and they're attending. So it's still going to be great. We're going to use the money to help with the scholarship, which I got a note from Jane who said that we could possibly use interest earned on some money in order for us to give part of the scholarship. I have 3 scholarship applications so far. So I'm establishing a little mini committee to read those 500-word essays and decide who we're going to give money to. So,
And where is that scholarship applications, and are any of them Marilyn?
they are not Marilyn,
Okay.
but because is she a senior right now in high school?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'll send her one just so that she'll get it. I sent it out to most of the high schools through English and social studies and
Avid.
and yeah, and Avid, and people been contacting me. So
Okay, good. Yeah, our T taggers would be a great place to start because they're ready to go.
Sometime
What's the
though,
award and how many?
yeah, that's what I was thinking. We should decide on how many we are giving and how much.
yeah, once I get all the applications in and they're all qualified, if they're all qualified, then we can talk about that piece.
Why would anybody submit an essay if they don't know what they would win?
Yeah.
We already wrote on the application that it was between $500 and $1,000.
Okay, and did we say how many we were giving out?
We did not.
Oh,
Sandy, is the application on the website?
The application is well, I
don't think so.
I sent it. I have communication problems, and so I have kind of given up doing some things that I probably should be pushing more to do. I'm just frustrated.
Can you send Linda the application so she could put it on the website?
I could share the link with her. I have shared it with you, Sue, Maureen, and
I don't have it.
Marilyn.
I don't have it, but it could be my new laptop, which I want to kill.
Check in your Google Docs and see
Oh, okay. Okay.
if it was shared with you.
Okay, thank you. I will do that.
Okay.
It is on the website. Wait a minute. Just a minute. I was looking, but maybe it's not.
I have not received it, but if Sandy, if you are willing to send the link for Google Docs, I can download it and upload it to the scholarships page. Do you want it on the scholarships page as well as the Women in History page?
That would be fantastic. I'd appreciate that.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Marilyn Daniels, succession plan, AKA begging.
Well, I will say that thank you to many of you that have chosen to return. And we almost have a full board.
Oh,
but one big piece that's missing is president-elect. And if
Can't imagine why.
Saturday you heard my pitch for that. We have Jane. We have Ways and Means. Jane does so much with Ways and Means and with the Authors Luncheon that I did recruit 2 people to be on your committee and help with you. Karen Stevens and Linda Gidlin agreed to help with that too. Yeah, so that's great. Thank you. And second vice president membership, Lorraine Duffy is coming back along with Nancy Kaufman, who's a new member, and that's great. And third vice president for FUD, Vicki Spilkin is coming back along with another new member, Jerry Moskowitz.
I got somebody else to help.
Treasurer is Jade Niemeyer. Public policy, Vicki is coming back along with Jerry Morrison this time, so that's fun. Recording secretary is Catherine. Special activities is Mary. And then Tech Trek. And Pat, I really haven't heard from you. I'm kind of assuming that you don't want to continue, but right? No, right.
Well, I'm torn because being out of town for the bulk of the period that happens.
My ears are ringing because I'm getting a phone call and it'll go away in a second because my phone comes through my hearing aids. So just stop. I can tell my phone stops ringing. I don't have my phone. I can't click it off.
Okay. Tell me
Okay.
when.
Go ahead.
Yeah. I've been contemplating and all this is all still new to me. It's been a tremendous learning experience. I was on the other end of Tech Trek, not on this. And being out of town when all of the activity is going on, I'm not much help. So I think you really need your branch coordinator to be someone who is there locally during the time. I'll help in ways that I can, but I'm not sure branch coordinator is the right spot. It's just, I can't get to schools. I can't sit down with people and go through camp talk with them. We have a new person who is excellent and has already, helped another one of our team members in forging through some of the camp talk. But we haven't, I'll say we, Jane and I have said, ooh, should we ask her? And we're kind of thinking maybe we ought to get through the process and then ask her. It actually is the mother of a trekker. So she's been through the process and she's been through the process since we started using Camp Talk. So she's a viable option.
Okay.
But I'd keep advertising too, in case there's anybody out there that is willing to do that.
Okay. All right. Well, I had Jane and I talked earlier today, and I started that. Well, I'll put that one on hold. But president-elect, I'm really concerned about. I know Jane had this office without anyone behind her. Vicki, maybe you did too. I'm not sure. But I'm not really willing to do that. I need a helper. So, of course, the problem is that everybody says, I mean, I had people say, I'm too old. I'm too old. Well, I'm too old, if you wanted to put it that way. So that is a situation, it's a problem. And we are an aging branch, and that's why we need younger members if we're going to continue. Because if we don't have these people, our branch will fold. So I I've the nominating committee met and we all reached out and we weren't very successful. So I put it on all of you to nudge someone that you might think is a viable person to step up and take this job. Anyway, let's see. We do have we said, I told you last month, I reached out to Sarah Jacobs for the installation in June. It will be at the Brigantine in La Mesa. And again, the representative told me a month ago that she said, and that was before Trump was inaugurated, well, Congress is pretty busy right now. And she said, I just don't know if she'll be able to come. But if she can, she will. So Jane has perhaps a backup for us that we can
Jane Niemeyer.
Niemeyer. And we can work on that. But the first we'll wait a while and see.
Well, don't wait too long because she might be, doing something else.
Well, that's true. What I was thinking, I would reach out to this representative and ask her if she could talk to us on Zoom. That's not as good, but it's a possibility. So I have yet to do that. Just came up with that idea over the weekend. So I will do that. So anyway, and for those of you coming back, I believe we agreed that the retreat will be July 10th.
Yes.
And be at my house. And we'll have ordered some kind of lunch, and more will be revealed when that happens. I have no plans yet, but I will when the time comes. So.
Do you have the two that are taking over hospitality from Diane and me?
Yes, I do.
Okay, great.
Yes. Jackie and Linda. Jackie
Jackie Iotti and Linda Walt.
Linda Walsh and Jeannie Borman indicated she would work on a committee, and
Yeah.
I'm helping you now. I kind of thought from what she said on Saturday, she would help next year as well. I could be wrong.
Yeah. Well, and Diane and I are planning to come and do what we can for setup, but that's as much as I can do at this point.
Yeah. So I do have Jeannie's name.
Great.
And I had Karen Stevens said she'd be on a committee, and Linda also Sites would be on the committee. I believe Jeannie Dye had indicated she would do something, but she didn't want to be the person in charge, just a helper. So I think that's it for me.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Marilyn. We'll all keep looking. We will keep looking.
Did you have a question? You had your hand up.
Just a quick comment when you were mentioning hospitality. For the last, what, 5 or so years that I've been on the board, we've been looking for a coffee pot and some other things that were stored somewhere. And at the Pirate Bingo, they were returned to us. They had been at somebody, not Linda Walsh, but someone else with the last name Walsh had them, and it's been returned.
Oh, so you now have coffee pot.
Well, we have a coffee pot.
Right.
We
have a
invested
second
in a percolator, which sits on the drain boards, for want of a better word, to describe the way we've set the tables up. And we just pour coffee from that. And we saw that Saturday, didn't have a chance to go through it because, as you know, we're all in a hurry to get out. And so things don't get packed up as neatly as we would like to be able to do. So I don't know what's in there. I know we've used thermoses, big thermoses in the past, so I don't know what that coffee pot is. And as you heard Jane announce Saturday, we were missing the electric base for the tea kettle, which the branch owns. So we couldn't even boil water to provide tea for people who prefer tea. So we'll somehow or other go through, I guess, those items and see what we have that's still useful.
Yeah. Thank you, Pat. Jane Niemeyer.
What? Oh.
Legacy
Oh,
Circle.
Legacy.
You asked if you could be on the.
Oh, yes.
That's what.
What? We are always trying to be a 5-star branch, and I mentioned in my email that I think we gave about, with the branch contribution and all of us who gave money last year to AAUW Fund, it's about, Vicki, is this right, $17,000 that we gave? Well, for the 5-star branch, you have to up it every year by 15%. And I don't know, I doubt that would be possible. That's a lot of money. But one easy way to get a check mark off for the 5-star in that particular area, I can't remember what it's called, is to join the Legacy Circle.
Advancement.
Advancement. And the Legacy Circle is, you sign up with National, you fill out a form, and it's on the National website. Oh, you have it. Okay, National website.
Yep.
And you just write that you're going to leave some money to AAUW National in your will. And you don't even have to say how much. It can be any amount that you feel comfortable with. And then they give you a nice pin, which I was going to dig out and show you, but I didn't. And I also had the bag on Saturday that they gave me that I used to carry to meetings. So we only need one. So if one of you decides that you want to join the Legacy Circle this year, that'll be something to check off.
I just have to say, I've heard that. I mean, I heard you talk about this. And so I was messing around on the website and I saw that. I looked for that and I saw it and I clicked on it and it came up nothing. It didn't go to where it said no such site or something like that.
Which website?
I was on the AAUW.
The
National.
national website, okay, not the state or ours, okay.
Yeah, I was on the national website, but whatever, I couldn't find it.
Okay.
So if you have that link, if you could send it to me or send it out to anybody or put it maybe in the forecast, that would be
Well,
great because
I
I
will
was,
ask the lady Judy Horan, who's always sending me lovely notes because she's kind of in charge of the Legacy Circle for Southern California. And I'll write to her and ask her if somebody wants to join, what do they do?
I will do it. I just ran into a
Well, too. But you're right, I can't say as though I really know how to do it. And I'm
Okay.
looking right now on the website, but yes, that would be grand, Jane. Let's put that in the next
Okay. Well,
forecast.
you don't all want to join at once. Wait, some of you this year, some next.
one this year and one next.
Or
I think
more.
we should be very strategic. We should be very strategic about this, and if one will do it one, and then other people can do it other years. Because if they want, 10% or 15% increase, I don't know. But anyway, I was think let's not overdo it all at once, as Jane said. So I'm willing to do it. You can put me on the list.
Oh, I'm not making a list.
Me too. You're right. We'll just make sure that we say who's doing it this year and who's doing it next. Yes. Carol Perkins, you asked to have a minute on scholarships.
Just to say that thank you, Linda Gidlin, over and over and over for getting these things translated, updated so that our scholarship applications are once again on our website for this year. And we are, thank you, Sue Sutton. As you know, your friend Mary Darling and the other woman at San Diego State are getting things out to San Diego State. Anybody who knows anybody at any college, university, in the San Diego area, let them know that they can contact me and I'll get a particular flyer out to them, or they can definitely know how to get to our website and do their applications through the website. And one thing that I'm not sure that we mentioned it the last meeting, but one thing that our committee would very much like to do is, along with awarding our scholarships, at the time that the recipients come to our meeting, would be to award each of them a membership in our branch. We think that would be one way to definitely encourage younger participation. And the committee was so excited about it. Each one of us said we would pay for somebody's membership for a year. So we thought that might bring a little connection, that they'd stay in touch. And it's hard to stay in touch. We don't ask them to stay in touch with us. We don't find out how are you doing 10 years later, but those are just some thoughts that the committee has had, and that's where we are now.
Carol,
Excellent.
I just want to say we were doing that San Diego branch. It never works. They stay for the year and then they're out of there.
They never come back and say,
No.
how are you doing? Or
No.
Okay.
Renew.
They don't renew.
After that November meeting, we were amazed. I mean, the women who spoke, the one woman hugged me on the way out and said, I have never felt so loved in my life.
Well, maybe, yeah, well, maybe
Oh.
that something like that. Yeah, maybe that'd work.
So
Where's
Just try.
it was an exceptional meeting, an exceptional group, and because of the speaker before them, who was talking about her life in the White House, they were inspired, I think, to tell us more than they have ever shared. We've had our scholarship recipients at a meeting. So anyway, just I'm pretty sure most of their mothers don't have college educations either, or else I'd say, well, give their mothers a membership, but yeah.
Well, and the other thing is too, not to overload them, but to try and get them involved in committees and things like that as well.
Mhm.
Yep, yep, yep. And
Younger voices.
yep, yep, yep.
So how many gals were there? 10 or so?
We gave 10 scholarships. Yes.
And what would that dollar amount be? Is that
So
the
Carol Lundquist, because we have this financial manager here, Jamie,
right?
she manages to make our money go farther than I could
Yes.
ever achieve. Like we had two Lundquist recipients at $5,000 each. The others
Nice.
were $1,000 and $2,000 each that I just call the general scholarship. So there were 8 that were between 1 and 2,000, and 2 that were 5,000 each. So it was a lot of money.
Are we better
And
off giving fewer scholarships that were at $5,000? And because nowadays the tuition is so expensive,
I
mhm.
know, Maureen, but
dollars isn't a lot of money to give to a scholarship. So
well, it makes a dent.
Yeah, it does.
And we give it to them, not through their foundations. Those of you who don't understand about the foundations, we can't work with foundations because we are women-only scholarships, and that is in violation of Title IX. Ha ha ha.
Mhm. That's
So
right.
we can't work with the foundation. So this money goes to them. They pay
Right.
for 2 months rent, or they do whatever they do with it. So it's a different kind of, scholarship money than other scholarships that go directly to the institution toward their tuition. So that's how we have operated, Lorraine.
right.
And I wanted to say, as president of AAUWS SPF this year, we give scholarships, or we oversee scholarships. But if you have your money with SPF, you can't do that. You have to give it to the college. So I like the way we do it. Maybe the lady needs to fix her car. Or
Right. Child
Yeah,
care.
childcare.
Care.
Right.
And I'm on the San Diego High School board, and it's the same thing with our scholarships there. We work through the foundation, so we don't even see, the kid gets $1,000 scholarship to go to Berkeley, and there's no real connection. Whereas ours is, the minute those young women get that money, they know that they're going to use it
Mhm.
for a good cause, like being able to get a house sitter, a babysitter, so they can go to school.
Mhm.
Yep.
I would love it if we could offer them the membership for a year, and I'd throw in that too, because I think especially for these gals who really, obviously appreciated it and got something from it. I don't know, do we need a board vote on that, or do we?
Well, only if you're going to use money from the.
No, we wouldn't. I think that, I honest to God think that the committee said, no, I'd be happy, I think we'd be happy to do it ourselves. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so if you need one more, count me in.
Well,
All
then
right.
you just need to let us know
Yeah.
Yes.
what you need.
Right. This year we'll be
want
really
to.
on top of it. Yeah.
Let's try it and see, maybe we can get them more involved. And I love whoever made the suggestion. Let's find a committee for them, or make sure we invite them to a meeting. I know not everybody can do Saturday mornings, but see if we can get them in there.
Well, I think some of you know anyway, that historically, this didn't used to be an older ladies branch. There was a time that they actually had babysitting co-ops within the branch.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
can I say?
Yeah.
Let's say something.
Vicky?
AUW fund gives the money directly to the student. They don't care if they use it on their car or babysitting. And I think that is the same for us. I like that. They need money. So what if it's for their rent?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which means that they're, I don't think we've ever been taken, by
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I know the San Diego branch for their scholarships. They do a Zoom interview because they're really worried about being, AI
Yep.
taking our
We
money.
are too. We definitely are. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Carol.
Sure.
Yay. Pat Bull, I asked Pat if she would report in on Tech Trek.
Well, we have a small group. I don't know, the ones that I used to work with when we were camp directors have all um, aged out or have other issues going. And I think some of it was Camp Doc, that it's just gotten too hard. So we have a small group. There are 4 people, including Mary is one of them. 13 schools we are in contact with. We need the spreadsheets back by the 15th. And so I'm about to send another email out to our well, let me say, we have 4 applications or 4 students' names in Camp Doc. 2 of them are 100% completed the application process, both they and their parents, and the other 2 are both at 0. So again, some of that's getting with our team members and saying, nudge them, tell them. So it's, but they've at least got their spreadsheet in. The other, I mean, everybody has sent the spreadsheets out to make the nominations on, but they just need to toggle the teachers this week hard and say, we need those spreadsheets back with the names so that they can
That noise is
send
going
the application stuff through to the parents to get them started, because they've only got until the 1st of March. So, I mean, we're getting into a time crunch here, but my understanding is that's not entirely unusual.
Unusual,
So,
yes,
yeah.
yeah.
So hopefully we're gonna, get some good applicants coming in this week, at least having their names, and then working with them to get through Camp Doc to get their applications well. By the 1st of March, what we really need to know is, do we have enough, and do we think that we'll be able to meet the obligation that Jane in the MOU sent in, saying we'd like 8 seats in the residential camp. And what did we decide on? 2 for, or do we leave it at 4?
And then I had the opportunity to put +2 just in case. There's a line item in there. So 8 + 2 or 8 + 4.
Yeah, for the virtual. So we'll keep you posted, but I mean, it's getting to be crunch time. And as soon as we get the applications in and they're completed, then we'll set the dates for the interviews and make the selections. So small group, and with Jane and I both out of town, it just makes it a little harder. So.
More than a little, but that's graceful of you, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ay.
Could I ask a question? Do you sometimes have to physically get together with the applicant and their parents to help
yes.
them?
Yeah.
Yeah. And do you have boots on the ground here in East County to do that?
Yeah, our 4 team members do that. They each have 2, 3, 4 schools, whatever. And again, it's a little more difficult this year because we've got 2 new members. So in the past, some of the people on the committee had worked with the teachers at a particular school for years. So it was easy breezy, send them the stuff. They know how to do it. They fill it out, they send it back, and you march through it. But then between Camp Doc and having new people, it's just been a learning experience all the way around. And the thing we don't want to do is lose our seats that we've had in the past, because we can't get it all together. But
right.
So hope we're pushing hard and working through Camp Doc. We know Linda's out there on the Camp Doc helpline, and Mary's been helpful, and some of it we're just kind of learning as we go and sharing it with each other.
Yeah. Thank you.
So Add anything you
We're-
want, Jane. That's kind of where I see
Yeah,
us.
yep, that's it. I did get the MOU in this morning about 3 or 4 days before the deadline, which will make Dr. Mary very happy. And it was good to say, how many schools do you have? 13. How many of those schools are Title I? 13. That will really help us in getting our seats, both at live and in person and virtual. And then also, several of you and our members have agreed to do bits, registration help, logistics. We have a few people who said they'd be dorm monitors, who used to be called dorm moms, but they're dorm monitors now. And all those volunteer positions. And I have a good list. Thank you. Many of you are on this call for that, and that helps us get more seats as well. So if you ask for 8 campers, but you don't say that you will help staff the camp, then I think they sort of say poo-poo to you. So we have a good group of both. As we say, we think we have a good group of campers coming on, and definitely some good volunteer help. But it's, as Pat and I both say, it's a challenge from afar. So and Marilyn and I talked about that this morning before this call. What happens through the whole Camp Doc process, and what does the branch coordinator, what do the branch coordinators need to do, so that we can work on, if we have this one person we're thinking of for next year, we really need a second one. And it just needs to be a San Diego resident. But we're off and running. We are off and running. So yay for us. Next, we have to start scheduling time for interviews, which will probably mostly be via Zoom. We could try for in person if we need to. Just depends on people to do that and a place and all that. So that's planning next.
And we have to consider language too. How many of
Yes.
our campers, because we want to talk to the parents, or at least one of the parents,
Yep.
as well as the girl,
Mhm.
to make sure they understand what goes on at camp. We're serious about no phones. Why is that? Things like that the parents have to buy into, and they actually sign parent conduct forms or
Mhm.
something along those lines, that they agree to these things. So yeah, it's we're not done yet by a long shot, but we're at least moving in the right direction.
Yes, yes, yes. Any questions for Pat or Pat and I?
Pat, did you
It's
see the pickleball commercial on Super Bowl?
Yes, I did. There were some. Both Tony and I said, as we were watching that, there were an awful lot of DEI type commercials on last
Oh,
night. They
boy.
were talking women's in sports, women doing this. You know, it it was kind of interesting.
Well, I thought so too.
And they were different. Some of them, I feel like I'm no longer being sold to. I don't think they're looking for the 73-year-old crowd. And yet I'm a buyer. I buy stuff. But maybe not Doritos and not the other stuff. And what was with Clydesdale horses, Budweiser making this big deal about their comeback, and it was a 30-second commercial one time with no Dalmatians. Okay, I'll get over that, I'm sure. But yeah, I didn't think the commercials were aimed towards me at all anymore, so I'm
They
feeling
are.
old and left out.
Get used to it.
Well,
I know, I know,
the
and it
commercial,
only gets worse.
the commercial that I didn't really, I mean, watch it, but I wasn't paying real close attention. But the one I did see was toward the end, and that was the Harrison Ford commercial.
Oh,
Yes.
yes.
That was
Yes.
amazing. That was
Yeah, even though my name's Ford, that was
Yeah,
great.
on his Jeep. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a very good one. I enjoyed that one. Yes. Yep.
too.
Good, good.
I found the legacy on my phone here. It's real easy, ladies. You just go to aauw .org/legacy. Pops up and there's a form you can either mail in or email in.
What was that? aauw.org/legacy?
Yep.
Okay,
Okay, who's this year?
I'll do it this year.
Okay,
Somebody
I'll
else
do it next year.
next year. Okay, I'll check it out.
Sounds great.
Okay, good. Okay. Anything else for the good of the group?
You know, it doesn't really seem fair that they keep asking us to raise the amount we raise by 15% each year. Is that something that needs to be brought to the national attention? Because eventually they're going to price everybody out of that star.
I don't know.
Possibly, because 15% on top of the amount gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
Right. Right. Yeah, there's a group called the Munin Lychee Circle that you can join, and you give a certain amount. I don't know, quite a bit first year, but you have to keep raising it. Every year you have to give more and more and more. That's part of the deal. So I don't know.
I don't want to like offend anyone, but I thought I was reading something from the Roman Catholic Church for a minute. And I saw that donation thing annually increasing every year.
Oh,
I
yeah.
guess the Methodists are more subtle, huh? We've got this build campaign, X millions of dollars, send money.
Yeah.
Everybody send money, send money.
Yes.
Fill
Well,
out.
all I can say is start hoarding and saving your pennies because eventually they're going to be very valuable.
They
You
are.
never know. For
Yep.
the coin collectors, there might be some juicy pennies that are not in circulation anymore
Yep.
being
Yep.
made.
Jane,
And again, I apologize if I've stepped on anybody's toes.
Oh, you're just reporting information.
Right.
I have a
Just
question
fun.
for Jane Niemeyer.
Yep.
Is that the greater needs part of the fund? Is that what we're donating to? Is that what the star is?
Yeah, it is. That's what, I sent from our branch, $11,500 from our branch and to the Greater Needs Fund. But most people donate to that.
Okay, I
Anyway.
just wasn't clear on that. Thank you.
Mhm. Brandon,
Which
do you
would
have
be,
anything to say? You're here.
now that we got you on,
Well, yes, since I missed the whole meeting, I don't know what else was said. Anything said about newsletter? And did anybody see the letter I just sent out a few minutes before the meeting?
Yeah,
We
me.
found out about
Yes,
Yeah,
Yeah.
we talked about the branch buzz that you sent out,
Right.
and that it had the
Thank you.
flyer that could be printed.
Thank you.
Then if all is well, then all is well.
so I sent that and I cut and pasted just the flyer and sent that to Pam. And I've not heard back from her in the last few minutes, no. But if I do, I'll have to see how else that can be saved because we want that to be included in the IBC information she's desperately trying to send out and
She
waiting
already
just
sent
for
it
us.
out, Jane. She
Oh,
already,
did she?
yeah.
Okay. And
Not
were
all,
we in it?
no, this is earlier today.
Oh, drat.
No, we're
Drat.
not in
Okay.
it.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sure she'll send it out again if asked.
Hope so. Yeah. Okay. We'll see how it works. If we got in there or not. Okay. Marilyn.
a quick question, actually for Ann McDonald. Ann, are you still there?
Yes, I am.
Yes.
And have you heard from Sydney Brown? Is she going to be a part of the authors that presentation? or first female?
I haven't heard, no, I have not heard from Sydney, and I haven't contacted her, so I'll have to check.
Okay, okay. Well, I can ask. She doesn't seem to respond to my emails, so I just wondered if you'd heard from her.
Ask Ginger.
I did.
Right.
I did talk to Ginger about it. She said she'd mention it to her, so we'll see.
Okay, then. I will suggest we adjourn the meeting and see you all March 8th
Okay.
at the general meeting and March 10th at the next board meeting.
Okay, right.
Okay.
Thank you all, ladies.